And now the show really begins. Well, I do want to welcome everybody here. Thank you guys for coming. We are really excited to have you here. I am Kay Brooklyn, and I am going to kick this thing off with a poem. If you guys boo me, we will put you out. Okay? I am the rib of Adam, constructed with the bone of man, breathed into by the breath of God. I am a woman. I have breasts, butt, and thighs, not just for your demise, with the ability to produce life. They call me woman, mother, wife, and figuratively speaking, I'm the figure of this world. 34. I had lumps and bumps before you even became a lump, so I will not be ostracized nor minimized to the thought of being your thought. This thought over there, that thought over here. I was nowhere near the thought of being your thought, but a thought that was produced for here. See, I am Eve. And yes, I fell at the lust of that tree and constructed leaves to cover my sin. But grace and mercy covered me like I covered men. I am a woman. As I inhale and exhale, as my sweat drops become as heavy as blood drops as I try to produce this life, seemingly all 17 bones cracking at the same time. So if you think that you can scare me, you must be crazy. I was built on the back of a tree of a man that bled for me, and my heart bleeds for you, Adam. We are supposed to be above and not beneath, the head and not the tail. But all you seem to do is chase tail. Adam. Adam. Where art thou, Adam? So thank you guys for that. That is I Am a Woman. And it's a very short poem, but it basically just speaks about where are the men when you need them to stand up, okay? All right, so we're going to kick this off, and we're going to give some shout-outs to some of the sponsors here. So I'm going to shout them out. We have the Ear Candy Paparazzi Style Jewelry. We have the Dispatch Post USA, Faith Unlimited Productions, 825 Studio, The Love Project, Voices of the People, and Girl, GYRL. And I am going to go ahead and bring out our first poet here, and he is one of the hosts on 95.3 FM, Nelson Amazing.
Simply handed an opportunity to make the best of an up and down kind of life, so I write. And I make the hardest thing I've ever had to do appear to be the easiest task to you, because while I'm on stage, I aim. Lock, load, cock, back, and engage a room filled individually like a one-on-one game, and tonight is showtime. With all lights extra bright, because somebody's going to have to see this. That a poet's life is not always peaches and cream, and it's nothing from my wildest dream, but yet considering when history talks about black folks and chitlins, I think I'm doing pretty good with the scrapes and scraps I'm given. Because that's the twist about these poems, is that there are no poets from the slums I'm from, which means my poems gotta be slums where kids pack guns, hustle for bubblegum and hun buns, so it's not anger nor rage, but passion, placing every consonant, every vowel I place in each letter. I send back to my hood and tell them they can still do better, because I'm not above them. Because I still love to go home and kick it like Beckham. I still buy treats from my favorite supermarket where my biggest crush ever taught me a closed mouth don't get fed. So heavy is my hunger. I got no time for slumber. These poems gotta be slumpers, because Lord willing, I'm illing for the children. However, just because I'm willing to talk about what's going on doesn't deem me conscious. Nor the fact that I mention God in my pieces make me so religious. Because you gotta reach folks on a level where they are the same way Malcolm X once stressed, so if my poem makes connect, I'm blessed. So I will work hard the way a people's champ could, would, and should. Despite feeling beat down and worn not, because I'm bearing heaven's weight, but that of a town that doesn't always love us back. So I admit I get scared. Terrified like Superman trying to fly with no powers. But in life there's three things I hate. I hate liars, I hate having regrets, and I hate cowards. So how dare I fear a mic I've been confronted since I was 9, despite not having 3 favorite poets till I was 26. So I spit like my brother's freedom is on the line. Why? Because my brother's freedom is on the line. And it's college rule written in ink biracially, for this world is filled with misguided souls taught there's something wrong with being different. I choose to be indifferent because people will often judge what they do not understand. But to say this girl and that man, I'd sooner be Batman. In the places where the Justice League refuses its responsibility over its abilities when it's just us. For we are to admire the strong and yet still love the weak. I speak because my best friend was taken before his son was able to speak, and what's bittersweet was having to laugh to keep from crying in his funeral. Yet in Gotham, we're not privileged to just lay down and die, so when these bat wings are right. And I make the hardest thing I've ever had to do appear to be the easiest task to you through all of my fears and every one of my tears, because it's been a long time coming. But I know that change got no choice but to come. I'll just do my part till it gets here. That is my choice, and that is that peace. Because I've been writing poetry for a little while now. And I've seen ups, and I've seen downs. I've made friends, I've come out with enemies. I've tested the limits of my mind with my soul running on empty, and yet I'm still here. And I'm still here writing away my years in exchange for tears. Those that come at the blink of happiness and those that come at the brink of darkness. Because I be honest in saying I get so caught up in faces that the world I exist as king becomes spaceless and my words end up misplaced. And my poetry ends up a face fest. So busy writing these words to make fingers snap and hands clap, I might as well be the next cat that comes out and rap. But many times I found myself caught up in the rapture of my own mess that the words weren't pure. Because the stories I was telling was from frustrations and not my love. Because the fame poets gain is an addictive drug, and I feel like I sniffed on that shit like my nose was glued to somebody's asshole, importing everyone's input and never really being happy with my own. And yeah, I know all my demons ain't gone, but guess what? It feels good to be home. Because it's like bliss when the words start to talk to me again. Because we've been fighting so long, I almost forget we friends. Or better yet, I'm that father struggling just to raise his kids because they should never have to know what child support is. Or teacher that's pleading to his students understand these days education is only the opening for a game plan, but what you do with it determines where you go. So let nobody, not mama, your daddy, your boys, the media, or anybody else tell you to stop with the first no. So I wrote these words for you. That you who hates turning to the news and finds another issue. For that you that's been praying in the streetlights with a box of tissue. Or maybe you just can't get through the melodies and the words not hit you. For you that gets to a mic and forget your words on the miscue. See, I write these words for those whose talent doesn't allow them to say what they feel creatively. For that little girl who's birthed a baby mistakenly, I wrote these words for you. Because I'm writing for the kid that thinks about bringing a gun to school, because I know that feeling, I've been there too. But the person who proclaims the world don't understand what you're going through, these words are from my friends, Larry Henderson, DeMarco Harvey, Brandon Charles Fauntleroy McDowell, Just J. Ramon Jackson, Chantrell GOTA, and Tanisha Gilmore. For every friend I've lost in this rat race, for the Jesus I'm praying when it's all over, I'll get to see his face. For my grandmother that remains a shine in my eye, for my mother who's taught me never to say die for my brother that sits in Leavenworth right now will never understand again what it means to be free. And my father I love because after 28 years of misunderstanding, I know how to love him because him not being there served as the best lesson he ever taught me. And to this day, I will never understand why God chose to make me a poet, but my heart is his and he knows it. So despite the roadblocks that's been laid my way, despite who remembers what I said, at the end of the day, these words fall from the pen is someone usual. Someone that's just trying to find his way on the road to renewal. So all that failure I've been enduring, I use it as fuel because no matter what you may think this life I live, it ain't for me. It's for them. And I wrote these words for you.
To a country with a false spiritual foundation, I pledge allegiance. To a country with money-hungry politicians, I pledge allegiance. To the words on the paper that made me free, but every time I look on that page, I see 3 fists that only stands for me. But see, I pledge allegiance. To the ones who took prayer out of school, now halls are hollow from kids with no education, I pledge allegiance. To a country that gives us the right to kill babies before birth, see, I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to a country that allowed mass genocide to hit my birth country, Africa. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to a country that had to remove white sheets and trade them for blue suits, guns, and choke out my big brother and hang my little sister, but they won't allow my little brother to play cops and robbers like we did as kids. So you see, I pledge allegiance.
Please welcome him as he comes to the stage.
That was a run by his cousin.
Prim,
Just so you know.
one.
This is for the majestic rapper/poet. And it doubles as a warning for rappers that bash poets, and for poets that cannot comprehend that rap isn't just gat-toting, this is potent. This is a false sense of entitlement released unto the wild again, for those who criticize each other with no purpose but to start some shit. My only purpose is that the spark is lit for a fire bigger than mine. This is an objective to take precaution with. Never feed the flame with a bigoted mind, you see. Bigotry doesn't end in ethnicity. It can bleed into artistry and demolish our chemistry, and admittedly, mainstream rap is slipping. We're getting drunk off of the energy. I swear the lyrics is Hennessy like, oh, I'm trying to detox my kidneys. I'm turning the radio off. The withdrawals are killing me like, whoa. People are telling me to chill on all of that Black Rob shit, but I don't give a fuck who hates it. I'm peddling outdated references because they're relevant still. If criticism was currency and people's lives were money, apparently Prim wanted to sign himself a hell of a deal. People will smile in your face. Some of these poets, they're faking. They'll put you to shame just to see their fucking face in the paper, but I ain't saying no names. Don't bother asking me later who it was, because if you or anyone that you know are offended, then you already know what's up. But people are steady trying to push it, like a beat-up Honda Civic, road tripping when a donut bust. You see, I didn't really want to do it, but anybody can get it with these lyrics. I am like planters. I am nothing but nuts. Fuck Punch Drunk. This poem is a Captain Gun. In fact, fuck that. This poem is the poem at all. This is a warning call to all involved, to all the hipsters that believe the real hip-hop is gone, and all of the rap homies that don't know me and judge me purely because I do poetry. But if you ask them to strip away the beat and speak with validity, I guarantee they'd have the coldest feet, like a newlywed Eskimo virginal couple the very first time they try to hit the sheets. Damn, that's cold. And the thing, I used to get caught up on trying to prove how bold I am to snowmen, comparing the temperature of my feet to that of Mr. Freeze, when in actuality I was packing the kind of heat that made him nervous, like trying to qualify for a nationally certified poetry team with strep throat while you can barely speak. That kind of nervous. Or like being new to the scene and having to step on a stage with two of the most decorated poets in your city to date and having to read for an hour apiece. That kind of nervous, but never mind me and my past fears and achievements. Let's get back to business. Let's get back to a universal condition. Let's get back to checking facts on cats that claim they are rap gods without any true comprehension of the real rap religion. Congregation, are you listening?
Yes!
You see, I hear these new rappers and sometimes I can't lie, and more often than not I get lost in translation. You can't even tell what they're saying and the flows are so lazy. These motherfuckers must be crazy. Man, it's some bullshit to hustle this music and realize how many of these rappers are playing, but I don't be tripping. I don't be bugging out these cockroaches. I exterminate them, pop, 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 slap them, I spray them, I bring them, I think I'm a bring them, I got. But please, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I hope none of this is misconstrued as hatred. To all of the rappers and poets that really do this shit, I salute your contribution. More power to them. More power than they know what to do with. Enough power to never pledge allegiance to the slam, but to pledge allegiance to their stance on who they are and why they speak. Enough power to know that the censorship is deep in these streets, that the public will put labels on all of us if we let them. Music is a weapon, and words are ammunition. The shit means nothing if the clip is empty. The shit means nothing if the trigger is sticking. These rappers, these poets, they're silly, they out here pistol whipping. I'm a soldier drafted in the war of ignorance. Please, abort the mission of you're not in the trenches. Please, don't call this rapping just because it's rhythmic. Please, don't bother clapping if you're not fucking listening. Bury my soul when I might as well be fucking whispering. True shit. No lie, you and your friends just might still be thinking, rap poet guy, oh shucks, that sure is cute, but I'm not just some rap dude or a poet that you can snap to. I'm not just some trap dude or go change black dude. I'm a verbal violence type. I use my vernacular to peel your cap, dude. It put some knowledge in your noggin and peel it back, dude, because I had to. Wait, backtrack, I didn't have to, but someone had to. You were past due, way past due. I'm 9 years way past due at my own pace. I'm the male Medusa. I'm turning rappers and poets stone-faced. On my Greek mythology shit, on my Hercules shit. I'm not trying to be shit, I'm just out there beasting. I'm off the leash shit, I'm just trying to eat shit. I'm devouring shit, on the sights of seeing shit. I'm just trying to reach them. I'm trying to tear the benchmark to pieces. I'm trying to leave you people stuck on these words like adhesive. Long after I am gone. Long after I am done. Long after I am dust. Long after I am ashes in the wind, recycled back into the oxygen that you breathe in. I want to know that I'll be literally and metaphorically entrapped in your lungs. That my only escape from your ribcage will be onto a page or outward from the stage, that you know this is for real, that you know this is legit, that I gave this all that I had, that I did this shit for the Nelson and the group behind me now, that I did this shit to make it happen and put this shit down for Kansas City, for the Midwest Word Fest, that I gave this my very absolute motherfucking best, that I gave this my heart, that I gave this my all, that you understand that this was purely a warning call to all involved. That's my first piece. Some people tell me that I curse too much. Yeah. Let me see. Fuck them. And my reasoning for that response is because for every soul that claims that my words are too harsh, there's another that states that they're not nearly harsh enough. And I have finally established that in the eyes of the masses, I am either as accessible as Will Smith or as crude as Logan Lux. And there is absolutely, positively no room for an in-between. Buffering. Deleting all previous static entries. Following message is brought to you by the man, aka the 1%, aka the machine. Hello, folks! It's time for some good old-fashioned American whitewashed editing in hopes of expanding my market. So, allow me to re-up that previous statement and try this again in an attempt to not alienate the less ghetto, urban members of my audience. I am either as accessible as Will Smith or as crude as, say, Samuel L. Jackson. Because while it's a brash, bombastic, abrasive black man needs to catchphrase thing and say what? One more time, downright lovable kind. And maybe that's been the problem with my art all along. Maybe I should just get out these streets and give up my grind. Let go of that shoot sideways, pitching dough out of bandos, rolling dice with my woes. On the corner, 63rd and Swope while taking 40s to the head and pouring out for the dead, rap battle and trap shit that I have never lived. Or even pretended that I did. However, on those seldom nights that I should choose to chill and P&L, I can easily spot the judgment in the eyes of all who blindly testify to otherwise. And in these intellectually lonely moments, I acknowledge that the knowledge that I'm feverishly consuming is useless, and what the hell with my influence? Fuck the movement, fuck the revolution, because the bullshit is what's televised. In a room with nothing but zombified consumers, tell me what good is all of our artistry, or to even exercise our freedom of speech? It is like hopping on a treadmill in an attempt to not burn calories. In either instance, you have to admit that running in place for no fucking reason is just plain ignorant. It is just plain devil's advocate for the simpleton, disguised as listeners, disguised as true lovers of the arts. There's a few among us in every crowd. Wait! Shh! Simmer down, you hear that? Did you hear that? The sound of my self-righteousness is getting quite loud. I can barely hear myself stop giving a fuck! Wow! Jesus Christ, that was clever. Pat on the back, high five. At least I still hear me right. At least you still feel me right?
Yes.
You. The ones who aren't judging me for judging them. Them, the ones who dance, snap, stomp, clap, and sing, and rhythm to songs with third grade reading level content. But Shrug-ported musings of as emotional nonsense. Of course, what we do is nonsensical to the mindless. This poem is purely my inevitable acceptance. Our words, poets, our words, they are not just spoken. They are medicine. Injected through the ear. The only side effect here is a free thought process. Meanwhile, the greedier and less passionate have a shinier pill to peddle, innocently marketed as, wait for it, lying. Hello, better known as the first art form. It's outselling us. In homes, in heads, in stadiums, in bars, in museums across the globe. The opportunists of our craft, airplane feed these catchy little placebos into the mouths, the ears, and the eyes of the people, 1,000 milligrams at a time. And to think, in between this nation, driven by enslavement of ourselves, smack dab in the middle of this country built on wealth, guns, bigger guns, and more guns, hypocrisy, and demolishing the course of culture or history, there still stands a few wordsmiths unafraid to vote opinion and protest. I do this for them. I do this for you. The chosen few who hear the frustration in my words and know exactly why I wrote them. To understand that these rappers have it backwards. We don't put poems in these songs. We make songs out of these poems. But still reserve the right to say fuck in the middle of a sentence that might change your life. Why do we write poets? Why do we listen poets? Why do we speak poets? Because we need this poets. That's why we do it. Because we need our influence. Because we need our movement. Because we need our revolution right the fuck now. Because we need immortality. Because we need our words to mean something. So remember, poets, the next time someone tells you that you curse too much, or you curse too much, or you curse too much, the proper response that we all should go with is fuck them. Thank you.
You're not going nowhere unless you decide to. But since you're here, give yourself a round of applause if you love yourself. Now keep that energy going for my sis, your sis, and Sherry Purpose. Y'all.
Mary, a teenage virgin, woman of color and virtue, valued above rubies and pearls, worshipped by Catholicism while her descendants are degraded and buried. Who protects Mary? Fell prey to bullet spray at 7-Eleven, fell prey to bullet spray in her own living room. News filled with all the pictures of all the little Marys gone too soon. Mary is a 3-year-old little girl getting shot in the stomach on Chestnut. Mary is being raped on 42nd Street, but ain't nobody saying nothing, like ain't nobody see nothing. 300 of Mary were simply carried away, never to be seen again, yet the remembrance of their existence is being chalked up to a quickly dissipating hashtag. You're right, already dissipated hashtag. You're right, completely gone hashtag. Bring back our girls. Where is Mary? Is someone being trafficked or being raped by Uncle Ricky, but the fam think he cool because he got that sticky. Mary put books before boys and career before peers for so long that the time for her to make a family has come and gone. They talk about Mary because she looks too European, too African. Pit Mary against Mary with team light, team dark skin, thick, shapely, or the slim. There is no honor for any shape or form that Mary is in. Where is Mary? Is in the school bathroom becoming two boys' train of thought. Woo. Because she thought those boys liked her. Because she thought she liked them. Because Nellie entertainment trained her thoughts, told her the only way to get praise was to get down this way. Because Mary thought she could marry a Hosea if she shed virtue and became a little more Gomer. Mary watched her sons killed over and over for nothing and everything, martyred and murdered. Mary was at his feet. So don't you dare ask Mary why she weeps or why she bugging, she's struggling. Where is Mary? Started taking drugs the other day. Yes. He's contemplating suicide. Ain't been herself for so long she forgot she was divine. Mary, why are you dying, trying so hard to see the angels? Did you forget that the angels were supposed to come see about you? Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Did you forget that God is supposed to come through you on the canal of virtue? Mary works businesses, miracles, lifelong connections that save lives. Mary, why are you so independent, Mary? Your son sent someone to look after you, Mary. You ain't got to be out here all alone, Mary. We all we got, Mary. I love you. I need you. You've got to learn to love you. We have got to learn to love each other. We all we got, Mary. They trying to take us out, Mary. This ain't that good night, Mary. Please, Mary. Please, Mary. Please. Where are you? That's that piece. I stutter sometimes, but this stuttering is not a byproduct, but of heart. Truthfully, I'm scared of repetition speaking. I say the same thing over and over again because the lesson has not penetrated your ideological sphere, so in theory I sometimes stutter. Because you stutter too. But the stammering does not occur on your tongue, it can be seen in your walk. For some reason, we have become stuck as a people, constantly repeating the same thing over and over again. It's like a nasty Trayvon Martin sequel. We keep starting to stand up for ourselves as the people, rallies and letter writing campaigns, talking about the tragedies and bloodstains, bringing up history, slavery, and reparations claims, but the movement never quite hits its official growing pains because as soon as the news crews are gone, and we've sung our Negro spiritual song, we are back to Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? And after we've all pretended we've been heard, no one has said a mumbling word regarding the real issues, allowing the zoo patrons to feed the elephants in the room, and it gets real frustrating when you can't quite say the things you need to say, image you wish to portray. So instead of speaking out, or at least stuttering, we weep silently. We are kings who taught royalties. I think the brain injury occurred somewhere between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King when we started taking heed to being shushed. We thought it not profitable to speak, and though the Harlem Renaissance paved the way, Marcus Garvey gave pride somewhere deep down inside, we decided a 3-year period of time was going to seal the fate for our entire race. I think we got tired of fighting. No longer do they have to drag us in chains or send lynch mobs to hang our fruit strings. We now openly seek the bondage. We'll gladly pick cotton off the racks at Nordstrom's. Genocide via abortion. And the Willie Lynch pin that holds it all together is the battle between light and dark skin, systematic slavery. The struggle isn't over, it's just taking a new bend. My, how the more things change, the more they stay the same. So I will keep stuttering because the stutter lives in me. I will keep stuttering because the struggle lives in me. I will keep stuttering because I will not be shut up. I will keep stuttering because I come from a God who sent his son as the first revolutionary. I will keep stuttering. Question is, will you, or will you just die silently? Thank you.
I've never made love. I've never done it. But I sure know how to be so tied to these tired lies that are wrapped up in your mind and my mind combined as the serpent pumps his poisons into our bloodstreams, traveling through our veins, attacking our hearts where the word of God should remain. Instead, you remain. You and your dead remains with your soul tattooed on my veins that grew out to be changed. But this song stuck in my head that you used to sing. Blackbird, why you wanna fly? You ain't ever gonna fly, cause your mother's name is Lonely, your daddy's name is Pain. So they call me Little Sorrow, and Little Sorrow became my name. And I accept the name exchange with misery, stuck in a depressed state of mind. Wings held down, knowing that one day I might not be able to fly. They said, look at your father, you look just like him. Look at your mother, you act just like her. And with those words planted inside of me, a seed that grew out to be a tree of misconstrued identities. And I was programmed by your programs without even reading your programs. You just 6 months old, accusing me of attacking your white supremacy when you ain't even pure to me. It's like ISIS in this crisis holding me hostage to the thought process that I could never be free. And now I know why the cage bird sings. All I want to do is be free. All I want to do is be free. All we want to do is take these chains out. It's a cold world, but now it's raining in the storm. You told me to dance in the rain, but it's been storming too long and my feet are sore. Climbing off the slave ships into your shores. We used to dance for them for entertainment. Now we dance for you for entertainment. We went from thoughts to coons, coons to thoughts. And every once in my 28 years did I ever think that somebody would crack me with a whip and hit me on my back that looked just like me. Common denominator, slave to slave master. Common denominator, us. And I'm not just talking about being slave to the color, but slave to the sense of tradition and religion, toe clapping and hand clapping and praising your idols. You want to preach about having a blessed life, but never want to preach about the one who blesses your life, Christ. Slave to your team light skin, team dark skin, team thick, team thin, team relaxed, team natural, team white girl, team black girl, team. Where you from, girl? You don't talk right? You from KC. You sound New York like team, huh? Team this, team that, slave this, slave that, team this, team that. Who the sun sets free is free indeed, so all I'm gonna do is be free. All I'm gonna do is take these chains off, and all I'm gonna do is be me.
Without further ado, I introduce to you your next poet for the evening, Theory.
Spend my days chasing poems in my head then. Do not go to bed when I attempt to go to sleep, and I know when I die, I know when this life ends, I'll be pushing poems to the greatest poets that ever lived. Now this is why I write. See, there's so many people and things we would politely place on the curb for collection if we wasn't afraid that somebody would come and pick them up. We're afraid to let it go. We got a heart full of things that we can't use, and we won't have a garage sale because we don't want someone to walk away with our things. We don't want someone to see the shine in something that we worn out, stained, or faded. they go. And I got over it. See, I've been there. Where problems as wide as my insecurities are more than 6 feet tall. So I introduced them to my God that's more than 6 feet tall. 6 foot everything, every shape, double body, every how. And if you don't like me right now, you're going to hate me in a little while. I'm just saying, we want to get delivered from certain situations. There, just praying, Lord, have your way. Align my heart with my mission. See, I tried to do it all by myself, but every time I didn't listen, I ended up in a place where I didn't want to be, or asking God to deliver me from a situation that I didn't really ask for, because now it's bringing me down. Now it's making me bitter. Now I post relationship advice on my Facebook and Twitter, or inspirational quotes and Bible scriptures, but I still haven't let it go. We keep people in the lives that don't want to stay and get mad at them when they lie to us. We lie to ourselves every day. Now what's the problem? We blocking the solution. We Betty Crocker in the kitchen, cooking up concoctions or confused and wondering why our relationships are so salty. And we haven't looked in the mirror. And the burden when you get from situations you have no place being, that picture gets clear that we are not meant to stay bound. Relationships should not be the anchors of our ocean that keeps us bound. They should not render us unconscious. They should not point out our conscience. They should build us like monuments and make our confidence stay constant. And we should not be pack rats and battles who ain't nothing but fighting. Instead, we are shopaholics in the mall of complacency. We window shop on the plaza. We squeezing the insecurities that are not our size. We can't keep up because we're steadily losing our breath. We still got a closet full of problems and still write price tags so you won't forget the price you pay for a bunch of things you can't use, while not having enough nerve to place those things on the curb. Because a vessel cannot be used if it's abused or don't understand its process. There's a reason why alcoholics don't donate kidneys. There's a reason why the sun shines you at an appointed time. The reason why things get worse before they get better. But nothing comes to ones whose storage is always full. But life states, one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's inevitable. You can't stop it. Just don't be afraid to throw it away. Question is, when is trash day? So I seen her walk by, and I wanted to tell her, now I believe in love at first sight. I wanted to tell her that we should spend forever. Tonight should be our first night. I want to tell her that we are the kind of couple that Mother Earth would like. Us in harmony should be our destined birthright, but I didn't tell her that. Because I was afraid of getting dissed. But I hate spending forever, wondering how she would have kissed. I want to slide up on her like, excuse me, miss, but when the words left my lips, they were something like this. Psst. And of course, she kept walking. And I wanted to follow behind her and keep talking. I wanted to tell her how I feel, but I couldn't find the words. See, I wasn't always this good with adjectives, nouns, and verbs, but if my mind worked properly, I'd tell her how I feel. And if she gave me another chance, I'd give her something real. I tell her that she makes my spirit feel free, everything that we can be, and when I'm with her, what I see. And see, God's artwork. Webster's definition of beauty: a specimen of perfection, a brick house of cuties, the blessing to my eyesight. Literally, she is all that. Her sheer presence is a present gift wrapped and matches the price of architecture. A thoroughbred stallion. Human adaptation of Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. I'm telling you, Nelson Actors Museum audience, she was far beyond fine. Better yet, fine and a half. Fine and overtime paychecks. I'm talking time and a half. She was a flawless diamond, a man's dream in the flesh. Black from head to toe. Not just beauty to breast, she was a sculpture's muse that can't be captured in clay. Proof that angels exist. An atheist reason to pray. I wanted to say, I wouldn't try to spend the night with her. I want to spend my life with her. Translation. Psst.
He simply goes by Spades, y'all. Show him some love.
Mr. Go Get 'em, a.k.a.
Mr. Done Got 'em.
Get 'em. Trials and tribulations, sleeping with the spiders down in Deltra's basement, and my placement better than it was. I remember when they woke me up from sleeping on the rug, outside a door that wasn't mine. Oak Tree Square apartments, but I'm fine. Up for 23, 24, found sleep. Did I fail to mention school started this week? Let me breathe. Please, a minor, handcuffed if you call police. I ain't lived with my mom in 62 weeks, 17, but I'll turn 18 in 2 weeks. You all probably wonder where the story began. I reminisce a little different, so I'll start at the end. Situations I was facing pertaining to truth, Gather these broken pieces and lay it in view. Let's get it. We in a fast lane. Yeah, I live a fast life. Black 24 in America. That's a kill, right? Witness get killed if lips ain't sealed tight, but it's more black on black than it is black or white. Be honest. How many soldiers really out with their armor? How many samurais lacking their honor? And baby girl need a daddy. Her father was tortured, so we gone. Black lives matter, but when it's black on black, black lives scatter. Pointing fingers don't matter when a mother had a child, but that child turned Casper. Let's move faster, situations and faster. Even schools need money, that's why we mask up. But what you mad for? It's funny that you asked that. MBA or being a teacher, where the racks at? The educators are uneducated, unaccredited classes. How you graduating? My finance was a situation. I can name how many classes gave preparation. Broken souls scattered across masses. 300 of us controlled by 4 masters. But they doubt us a confirmation to go. A steady supply of gas for this broken car that's slow. I get it. Your motivation is lacking. I see it all. Burner in the package, blasted. Mother mourns. Diamonds are forever and out of blood. They born. We don't want to see the rain because when it rains, it pours. Storms and metaphors to build you a better form. Holding these problems addressed in the letter form. I don't care if they try to hold me back or not. Because if they go, cool, that cat can rock. It's hard to stop a juggernaut with emotions. Not scared to be himself. I put it out in the open. If I was a Jedi, I swear to God I choked them. I mean every line, and that's why I wrote them. We just trying to get it right. Power Ranger moves. I turn that green into white. And though I never seen it, I can speak on their side because those who died need a narrator that's alive. I got you. I take a moment to just breathe. It's more than making music because this music's making me. Mama, look what I achieved. I used to have to listen. Now y'all listening to me. Famo said you on one. Shout out to my family in the A out in zone 1. I'm pacing myself so I'm in it for the long run. But anybody who ever doubted can suck a long one. Mr. Go Get 'em. That's that piece. If the Joker was really living, would you think he's insane? 2 faces from 2 Face, one good, the other bad. What one would you blame? The lesser of 2 evils, yet somehow greater than any good. My brothers are under a head cover, and I seek to save them from the hood. So I don't have time to share memes or mean things that never mean things, because my brothers are angry sharpshooters, which means they have mean aim. And they have more than enough ammunition from the 400 years enslaved. But in German, I gotta ask, how we not see these Jews who went through the same thing? Or those immigrants in a native country until the natives had made them company. But yet the company was accompanied by a disease that spread like STDs, so we watched the Native Americans fall, season 3. But then a trap spring like season 2 during Thanksgiving. No Thanksgiving for food, I'm sorry. Lose the L. I mean, lose the D because they took an L. That's fool, but if I, does that not spell foolish? 2. So I speak on it. Slave in a cotton field, knee deep on it. An assassin, mind-bending bullets, and that makes me want it. Because my targets are bigger than any shopping center. Ambitious goals and foes want a jacket like winter. But for the cold shoulders we receive. And then the neglect to the wounds when we bleed. It's amazing we haven't started raping. It's amazing we haven't started raping. It's amazing we haven't started raping the cultures that gave us HIV. As if the options for the Titanic let that sink. Because some coaches believe in an eye for an eye. So if I'm blind, please read to me the policies that apply. Because I see shotgun shells to paralyze spines. Don't try to tell me be calm when raising my palms gets me shot. They mistake it for me reaching for arms. The harm is the fact that we can justify killing a person because of their skin. So should I grab a wife of vanilla color to help another blend in? Why so much scrutiny for the amount of melanin? Why can't you understand my mind is 400 years trapped in a prison from within? A baller pen cashes more than a 9 to 5, so in the hood all I see is being Kobe. Or trying to be the best rapper alive. And nah, President Obama, I'm sorry, you're not for me. Because you being president didn't change how much it takes to get a degree. And I don't own a flat screen TV, so I can't see your fancy speeches, but why don't you come to the hood to ensure your message reaches? Switching to these celebrities, if you are not supporting this revolution, may your finances rest in peace. I'm done supporting people who not supporting me. And to all these cases we lost because our lawyers was weak, it's at least 1 million black people in America. $1 from each is $1 million in a lawyer's GoFundMe. But before I leave, I need y'all to see my vision as the Xbox before the one we have currently. If you are black and you disregard the crimes we commit against one another, then your life is worthless and you should have been swallowed by your mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you David Baumgart.
Just the other week I had a dream, and I saw the whole entire world end. The heavens became like fire, the clouds became like ashes, and there was a man that looked just like God with a crown descending down, trumpets sounding like war was coming, felt like the world was burning down. Burning like Salem witch trials, burning like burning crosses standing over a hung slave, burning like a firearm that killed Emmett Till. Why is the world still burning? Like Mississippi burning, like pepper sprayed eyes of MLK, like Black Wall Street of Tulsa, like 92 LA riots. I repeat this, it's not a fire drill burning. Like 50,000 new cases of HIV each year. This city is on fire. Speaking of fire, teachers are being fired, burning like global warming. Don't y'all see the warnings? The government plays like a firefighter to choose which fire to put out, but they forgot to put out this motherfucking fire on this block where I come from. Oh, I get it. You just gonna sprinkle a little gentrification over it, but this fire is too big. Don't you see us burning? We are starting to melt. We are burning like sin, like going to hell when we weren't forgiven. That type of burning, like right now. Thank you. God was listening to a music symphony when he created you. Your smile reminds me of a church hymn, like violins accompanied by a piano, beautiful and soft. Your voice, like wind instruments, the flute bouncing off every syllable of your words. There's no periods, because period means end. Your voice is endless, like the pen strokes of Mozart. Your heart plays the cello. There's no good and goodbye, so your heart sings hello to my intricate composition that's sometimes hard to understand, but your eyes stand and do a duet. I heard pretty guitar strings, and out of nowhere your beauty did a solo. Your confidence started to tap the snare drum that captured my eardrum when you said, I love you. When our bodies connect, it makes music. Your soul demands a round of applause. The trumpets pause as the cymbals cross the feelings of your touch. Your touch edits the clashing of chords until we all are on one accord. The accordion plays, then stays in one note, then ends with a bow of gratitude. My tears, cheers, because Mom, I know God made a beautiful song out of you. So every day when I pray that when I make it to heaven, God is the DJ and he puts my favorite
even Aaron's beard that went down the stroke of his garment. As the dew of her mouth, and as the dew that descended upon the Mount of Zion, it was there where the Lord commanded his blessings and life evermore. I'm T.L. Williams, and I give to you poetry singing